Hello Taurus, it's Loreen from Insight Readings with your insights for the month of 21. I just want to say thank you so much for your views, and I don't get comments from Taurus. I would love them. I really do appreciate them. But thank you so much for your views. It inspires me to grow our channel and to bring these videos for you as well. Those that do watch, thank you so much. I really am grateful, and it is a gift to me. Thank you for that. I just want to do a little bit of the astrology again, but before I do, I want to call on guides. So, guardians of the four corners, angels, ancestors, and sacred ones, I call on you and welcome you here now. Thank you for your clarity, wisdom, and guidance as we do the reading for Taurus for 21. Thank you, Spirit. Amen. I must say, Taurus, this is the second time that I'm doing your reading. I don't know what is going on with my camera and software. I mean, yes, I suppose it is the energies out there, but really battling, and it wasn't recording, and I was going on and on and on and on only to realize that I hadn't recorded, so it wasn't meant to be. So we're going to start again here, and we're starting off with, we had the new moon, the full moon, in Leo, which was your fourth house. So you're dealing with something to do with your career, your public life, and your private life, your family, your environment, your ancestors, father, mother, parents. Definitely a big thing there. There was a full moon, so it is lit up there for you. But on the 1st of February, we already have the moon, which is our emotions, our body, our feelings. And also the moon is our fate and destiny, because of this, the moon fluctuates. So we have good luck, bad luck. It's fate and destiny. The moon is in Virgo, and on the 1st of February, and we have Mercury that went retrograde on the last day of February in Aquarius. We have the Sun in Aquarius, and then Jupiter and Saturn. So on the 2nd of February, we have Venus that moves into I want to just tell you about this. The 9th house is where you work, your higher education, legal things could come into it, knowledge, religion, beliefs, ideals, travel, long distance travel could come in. And with Pluto and Venus, there's something that definitely you want to do, but Pluto and Venus can be quite platonic emotions, that can erupt, and there could be this eruption of emotions in that sign. But we're going to have, on the 2nd of February, we have Venus, the Venus that goes into Aquarius as well. Now we have 5 planets in this sign. So Aquarius is a very emotionally detached sign, and Venus is about emotions. But in Aquarius, it's very cool and detached in a sense. From emotions, and that's something that you're having to work with in your 10th house, in your public identity. But we'll get more into those. And the last date is the 10th of February. So the moon goes all along here, and on the 10th of February, the moon joins that whole bunch there. So now we have 6 of the 7 traditional planets in one house. This is where your changes. It's a new moon, something new here, something that you whatever you became aware of, there's a closure there now in your 10th house, your career, and then possibly your private life. There was this contradiction with the full moon that was on the 28th or 29th of February, with Mercury revisiting and checking all the details there. So and that's squaring off these planets here in your 1st house of self. I mean, you have a conjunction here of Uranus and Mars, and the energy of Uranus and Mars together in this house, in your 1st house of who you are, it can be energetic. It's enterprising impulses that you have in your 1st house of where you want to go, your aspirations. But also remember, the 1st house is about self and your body, deviating from the normal, rebellious passions, excitable emotions, erratic self-will. You can feel restless, impatient, impulsive, but have fanatical courage. It's in a fixed sign. It's like a bull in a china store. With high nervous tensions, and there's also a tendency to sexual abnormalities because of this erratic energies here. So you've got to try and find a better prospect of a successful expression with emotion, because Venus rules the sign, and Venus is about emotions, the moon is about emotions, and there's in this the detached sign squaring off something that is quite passionate and Venusy. So yeah, that's the energies you're dealing with. So the sun in the sign of Aquarius, we'll start off with your sun. The sun, everything is in Aquarius, so it's all about being detached, independent, reformative, idealistic or unconventional, erratic and rebellious. That's the energies of the sun, because it's actually in its fall there. So the moon now, and remember it's a dark moon because it's a new moon in Pisces, so you're letting go. It's also about feeling detached, courteous, or courteous, depending how you want to pronounce it, imaginative, dispassionate, or unpredictable, erratic, and aloof. So how's that for you? Then Mercury in Aquarius is about being original, inventive, inquisitive, or eccentric, abrupt, and contrary. And there we have it revisiting something in your 10th house. I'm not even going to talk about the two planets that are hidden, because that is something that you're not aware of yet. Jupiter is expansion and optimism, and then of course Saturn would be rules, restrictions. I feel like it's very much government rules, something happening under the scenes, because it's under the beams of the sun. When planets are too close to the sun, we say they are under the beams of the sun, and the sun's light is so bright you can't see them, so they're invisible. There's things that are not seen yet within this. So expansion and something you worked hard on, because it is the ruler of this, but you haven't seen it yet, because of authority figures and the government and rules and regulations that are in their detriment. The sun is completely opposite to its ruling sign, so it's almost in exile at the moment. Squaring off against your first house and you, where you want to go determinedly with the energy and vitality and rebellious nature of these two planets here. So that's your difficulty. I'm going to pause this video and then do tarot cards on these two houses, because for me that is where the significance is. And Pluto is changing what you believe, your belief systems, your ideals. Pluto is getting to the bottom of that and making big changes on that level as well. And then Neptune in your house of Pisces. Be careful of maybe deceitful friends or social circles, or people that come across as really lovely, and but there's something deceitful or dishonest about it as well. There could be that you don't even see. I'm going to leave it at that, and because Neptune is about illusion, and there could be illusion in your long-term goals, desires, but also in friendships and in your social circle, so just to put that in there. So I'm going to pause this now. Okay, so there we go, Taurus. We're going to start off with our tarot reading, and we will do, this is the one that has, we say it's overcoming, or that has the strength, is your 10th house. So what is the 10th house about? So 10th house is the house of career and reputation. So something is being activated and changed for you around your actions and your outer position in life, your ambition, your career, your professional life, but also your social status around authority figures, bosses, elders, your achievements and power in the world, your fame in a sense, your prestige, but also father, because the sun is there and that is a solar figure. Okay. And then, you know, with the sun in its fall, there could be maybe difficulty with that as well. Okay, so the other things that can relate to this 10th house is your public image, your honor, reputation, authorities, bosses, judges, government officials, very much with this energy there, high level individuals. It is the 10th house. Your social standing, the highest achievement one can get. Traditional institutions, definitely like the government, our attitude to social standing and responsibility, and your attitude to the authority figures, and what you want, because you want to be respected or recognized for what you've achieved and how you perceive your place in society and your self-confidence. And then that is squaring off. So there's difficult energy to who you are individually. So that's now your first house. So I can see it's definitely causing a lot of anxiety with the cards that are coming out. So your first house is that very personal house. It's a house all about you and the impression that you make on others. It's your outer image and the action that you take, your development and your achievements, oneself. It's the first impressions that others get of you or of you. It's like new beginnings, entering new environments, your inner nature, your disposition, self-love and image, your personality, the expression and the signification of your mission in life. It's all about you, your outlook on life, your motivation, your self-interest. So you're working on things from your early life, because it's the first house, your own self-confidence, your physical appearance, your physical body, health, vitality, well-being, and your fame, because it's your first house, your ability to be recognized. Again, you see how they bleed into each other, and the strength and willpower to bring big changes to your identity. And with Uranus and Mars there, big changes to who you are and your social standing. So we have here your outward identity, okay, your career, and the 10th house. You have Two of Pentacles. You have a choice here about being practical, about the past and the present, and where these two are colliding and blending. There's some difficulty because in the deck that I chose, there's stormy waters, stormy seas here, and that ship is actually sinking. So emotionally, there's something that is sinking, and but there's bright skies. You know, the storm is almost done. You passed the worst, and there's a choice that you need to make around two very practical things. It could be about finances. It could be about your career, two streams of income, but there's a choice that needs to be made on a practical level. The Four of Cups is saying that you're absolutely disillusioned. You're bored. There's something that is not fulfilling you with regards to this whole thing. And the sign of Aquarius is being emotionally detached. So there's something here that you need to detach from emotionally. We see this child here sort of holding himself bored, looking at those cups, but they're empty. So emotionally, there's no fulfillment. And Venus, your ruling sign, is emotionally cool. She's not in the place where she wants to be. And she's being squared by Mars in its fall, in its detriment, in its fall. You know, it's very aggressive energy and difficult because Venus-Mars is a love-hate relationship. There's that aggressive energy there. And then what happens in the end? The Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is a wish fulfillment, a desire fulfillment within that 10th house of yours. It's cornucopia. She has everything here. You know, it's abundance. 9 cups of fulfillment, and having enough to take care of yourself. But you did this alone. You know, 9 is always a standalone number. And it's something that you do or work on an emotional level to fulfill desires. But you had to work on this on your own. And definitely that Mars would, in your first house, Uranus in your first house, would give you that courage and energy to do what you're working on in the 10th house. Your outward position, your status, your career, what the world sees. The challenge of this coming towards you is who you are from yourself, that first house. Here's a 9 of Swords, extreme anxiety, extreme conflict, because Swords is conflict, okay? But remember that 9 is the ending of a cycle as well. So even though there's extreme conflict about a choice that needs to be made within your public identity and with yourself, this is also about the card of insomnia. So maybe you put too much time and energy into that public sector and self is suffering. Health is an issue. There's difficulty. This is like the dark night of the soul. Sleepless nights. It brings illness because there's so much conflict and negative energy around what is happening. And with the energy that is present in that house. But it's also saying, you're nearing the end of the cycle. And then we get the Wheel of the Year, which is the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is the moon. There's seasons and reasons for everything. Life ebbs and flows, like the moon does. And the Wheel of Fortune is a thing. So there's the culmination of the cycle, the finish of it, and a new beginning. Something can't move on until it's finished. So it is a major arcana card saying that whatever was fixed to that wheel, it has now turned. And there's finally success. There's movement. As you get out of something that has been really difficult and challenging, you get to the top. So your wheel is turning for the better now. It's your fate and destiny that the wheel is there. And it's fixed. They're in fixed signs. Taurus is fixed. Aquarius is fixed. That the worst is over. The worst is passing, and there's something coming up for you. The line is drawn in the sand. And the depiction here is actually so beautiful as well. We have these, all these trees here are in blossom and they're bearing fruit. And then we have death. Okay, so death is, it can be physical death, but it needn't be, because remember, it is a general reading. It is the card of Scorpio as well, but it is the ending of something. Something is just down to the bare bones now, and you have to surrender to it. A door has to shut for a new door to open. And in this deck, I think it is so beautifully depicted in the pictures as well. I just wanted to check if it's recording, and it is. That here's this child offering this bunch of flowers, not afraid. They're not on their hands and knees. This white horse moves through, and this fiery figure burns through. And Scorpio is ruled by Mars as well, and Mars is in your first house, bringing about this change. So there is some ending of something and a new beginning. So let's see how these combine. So the choices around conflict and anxiety spirit between outward position and career and self and health. So many signs have had this card. This is the eclipses in Sagittarius. Okay, this is the card of Sagittarius. You might be dealing with the Sagittarius as well. It might just be the energies. But it is a major arcana as well. It's card 5. So it is challenging. But the card about Sagittarius is, we had the full moon in Leo. Here's the lion. Okay. And that was in your 4th house, your environment. Okay. So it's your home, your environment, where you put a lot of time and effort in. And it's saying that there's balance here. You need to bring the balance in, and the balance will be brought in as well. The eclipses in Sagittarius is your 8th house. It is the house of other people's finances, inheritance, death, taxes, and difficulty, trauma, but transformation as well on a deep level. So this card here is saying take everybody's input into consideration, even though there is this conflict, okay? You got to merge those viewpoints to create a better solution. Take your time. There's no need to rush into this. So whatever it is, there's no need to rush into it. And remember, when Mercury is retrograde, it's all about revisiting issues and checking out the details, finding out what possibly was missed. So what is the Four of Cups? This boredom, disillusionment, the stagnation, this pause that's come on the emotional level, between work, out of position, and for self, this whole new, beautiful wheel that changes for the better now. And we have the Seven of Summer. That's really beautiful. I mean, there's the rainbow in this deck. How beautiful is that? The rainbow is about that prism. The light shines through. You see all those colors. The seven chakras. It's a decision or a choice that is made on an emotional level here, with all the beauty in it. You know, this feeling disillusioned. Here's the Wheel of Fortune saying no more disillusionment. This can also bode very well for emotional abundance, because we have that there within where you want to go, your achievements, what you're striving for. But it also says no more procrastination. Remember, we have boredom here. When you're bored, one doesn't really want to make an effort to do anything. It's stagnating energy. So it's saying no more procrastination. Your power comes from making that decision. 7 is about a decision, you know. Confusion that arises from over-analyzing those options. And that's that intense energy in your first house with Uranus there and Mars squaring off against all 7 the other planets. So couldn't say it clearer than that. And then the last one, Spirit, the Nine of Cups, desire fulfillment in your career and status and public life, and then a change, an ending, a renewal in quite a dramatic way. 3 of Summer. There we have confirmation of that. So again, very emotional energies. But the 3 of Cups is about celebrating with family and friends, possibly with this desire that comes through with your what you've been working on. Even though there's been something that has ended, well, you know, something has to end for something new to begin. And we see these fairies dancing here, absolutely enjoying themselves, having fun. And it says here, news that's worth celebrating. There's your cornucopia. There's your desire fulfillment, because something has ended. There's something new that comes. The smoke is in the back and the newness is here. Announcements such as weddings, graduations, or even births, and friends that you can cherish and share this with. So there we go. Whatever it is, although it's difficult as we navigate through the month, you know, the universe only gives us as much as we can handle. There's celebration at the end of it, and unity as you fall. There's something that forms towards your desires. And the overall, thank you, Spirit, the Iris, and it says maintain hope. And it did come out in reverse, so I'm going to pause this, find it in the book, and then read it. Okay, got it in the book. So it's maintaining hope, and that's exactly what is happening here, even though there's this anxiety as well. Keep in mind that just because you hope or wish something to be does not mean it must be. Okay? Things presently are not the way you hope. They are though the way they are, and you must accept this. You cannot change things now. All you can do is change how you respond to them. How amazing is that? First house. Sometimes we must just deal with how things truly are. You have been shown clearly how things are. They will not change anytime soon. You have done what you could. Now it is out of your hands. It is time to accept and move on. Let go and let God. So there we have that energy of Mars and Uranus in your first house, in the sign of Taurus. So I want to just read to you out of a book the energies of Mars and Uranus. We've put that conjunction there, but what they signify in your sign of Taurus, seeing it is your first house, your ascendant. These readings are on your ascendant, your sun, or your moon. Why I put all three in there is because most of the time we don't know what time we're born. There are people that don't know, so you don't know what your rising sign is. So then you look to your sun. We all know where our sun sign is, or your moon if it is in Taurus, and this will resonate for you. So just give me a moment. Okay, so Mars shows the strength and the quality of your energy, being passionate and emotional expression, and it also can be sexual inclinations. So Mars in Taurus, it's about being industrious, tenacious, practical, purposeful, or sensuous, extremely obstinate and violent. Okay, so remember those energies that you're working with, and with your, if it is your natal sun, that's your goal. So Uranus emphasizes the sphere of experience through which one seeks freedom and originality of expression, and through which unconventional experiences and drastic changes may be expected. And that's the energies you're working with, Taurus, for February. So think on that and let me know. I'd love a comment from you of how this is experienced for you. And I wish you all the best, and thank you once again. Thank you, Taurus.